Mic check. Hello, guys. Welcome back. Welcome to part 2.
Hello, sir.
All right. So, let me get my spreadsheet ready. So we're moving into links presentation. How is the links crew? Links crew?
Yes, sir.
Let's see, you ready?
So give me a second.
All right. All right, let's see here. For the links crew, we have Nixon.
Okay, so I'm trying
Let me stop sharing. Advanced.
So so could somebody else go try again? It's used to share my screen.
What?
Can you let somebody else go before me? I have an issue to share my screen.
Okay. Um, we also have model line, detail line. That crew ready?
Sir, because I'm from the same group as Janicia, I'm going to see if I can share my screen.
Oh, okay.
If not, someone else can go.
Um, is your did I give you permission to share? Like, is it a permission issue or is that issue on your side?
There's an issue on my side. I didn't like access. What do you call that? Like give my laptop the ability to share screen. I had to go in settings and change, give
Oh,
it
you're using
access.
an Apple.
Yeah.
Ah. Hmm.
Are you guys seeing the screen?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. This is topic 9. You're using Canva?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So good. We can start, sir?
Wait, yeah, man, but don't you have to go full screen?
Yeah, open the present. Yeah.
Xavier is in your group, right?
Yes, sir.
Xavier, you ready? You know, register for the class website yet? And Bradshaw. I don't see both of your names. Anyway, all right, go ahead. I'll add it manually.
So good afternoon, everyone. We'll be presenting on linked models. Our group members is Janice Nixon, Shamaria Wright, Eva Gregory, and myself, Leona Sweetie. So the table of contents is what we'll be discussing. So that defines what linked models are, the benefits, and we have a demonstration video. So what is linked models? Linked model feature allows users to attach external files to a host project without merging them, serving as a dynamic reference. This approach offers significant benefits for collaboration, performance, and file management. Some benefits of linked model is visibility, graphic control. So users can customize the visibility of the linked model. For example, linked view or custom settings without changing the original file. Uh, Another benefit is easy manipulation. Link models can be easily moved, copied, mirrored, or rotated, often with more flexibility than groups. Simplified documentation. Linked models can be used to create, for example, a site plan that combines multiple separated model buildings. Improve performance and efficiency. Reduce file size. Because link models are not stored directly within the host model, the overall size remains smaller, which improves performance and reduces loading times. Faster loading and working. Large projects can be divided into smaller, more manageable files, reducing sluggishness. Enhanced collaboration, real-time updates. When a link model is modified and reloaded, these changes immediately reflect in the host model, giving teams instant insight into design changes. Shared coordinates. Linked via shared coordinates ensure proper alignment across different disciplines. And now we'll move into the demonstration video.
Okay. So we will now be looking at a demonstration of how to find link models. Okay. So firstly, looking from the top bottom to the bottom in the second row, when you slide the mouse along the right side, you should see the insert button. And from insert, you click the link Revit file, and there you'll be able to link the model. Open documents and you'll be able to link. You'll open documents, and from there, all the documents should be loaded up, and you should be able to see your model that you want to link to your current file. And it's loading. Should be loading. It usually takes a while for it to load into the file, but once it's loaded, you'll be able to manipulate whatever you have to manipulate. Let's go on to the next video. The video play.
Every discipline has to follow architectural model. In this case, I'm representing structural model, but it could be any model, any discipline. So the point here is that this video demonstrates you on how to follow the architectural model. So you navigate to the insert, you navigate to the Revit links, and from here, let's link the architectural model. And if you start modeling somewhere away from your origin or next to your origin or anywhere else, your architectural model may not exact the position correctly because you didn't link it in the first place and you didn't draw on top of it. So if you hurry it up, putting all your models, every details and so forth, without linking the architectural model first, you might need to move your entire model. But in reality, if you didn't have anything here, in this case, I'm just demonstrating the both workflows, but if you didn't have anything here, it would have been very simple because this is how you start. You link the architectural model, you move your project origin, you move your survey point, and then your model is your link model and your current drawing area is overlapped. The next step that you're going to do is just click on the link model, click on the shared, and acquire shared coordinates from the architectural model, because this way you're able to get those information directly from the architectural model. And if you do the project node and true north, it will rotate perfectly in your model as well. If I go back to the true north, what happened here is that I have two grids which I hurried up in this model. If I didn't have anything, I could have easily just deleted these. I wouldn't have anything here. Then I would have just drawn directly my structural model directly on top, or any other discipline directly on the architectural model. And this way, I ensure I'm
Okay, that is the end of our
Okay.
presentation.
Okay. Well, but wait, in your demonstration, you were showing me
Yeah, I don't know if
like
the video
where
was
to
taking long to load or something,
oh,
but yeah. Go back, let me see. Go back onto the other.
Sir, I'm having some technical difficulties. One moment.
no worries. What are you trying to do? Open the model?
No, well, I had made a pre-recorded video of the
My
model.
laptop froze.
Oh, okay. All right, no worries. No worries. These things happen.
How is she looking? Here, actually, that make sure proper use the structure that the RV.
Was 900, but you can see that it's really above. So to fix that, what we can do is we can actually select this landing and say, all right, can you make this landing at 2,900%? And it's going to have to unjoin, but yes, it's not quite, but
Can you
Yeah.
repeat, sir? I wasn't hearing you.
No, so I don't think so was talking. Or
All
somebody
right.
was
So this is what? This is a pre-recording from your group that you're trying to play?
yeah, but what had happened was when I recorded the video, it didn't really show the document.
what it tries to do is to work your serious calculation in, so you
Alright.
to see the closest it can hit to this level here. But of course, I'm going to have to go back into the.
Well, you want to open the model?
Here's, and I'm going to have to let's put it back here and sketch there, and then we need to carry this actually back here. Okay, and it's going to say.
I'm going to try, sir. Can I get a minute,
And it has
please?
to come in here. That's okay.
All right, no problem.
To the floor. And then we can go back and tweak the landing to make it back to step. All right, so let's
You want
so
us
that
to
in section
hold
this
on?
is what I have,
Somebody's
which
playing
is definitely
my
closer to
thing,
what we have on the
or
It's not quite probably because
is
that
it
we have
Evelyn?
here, so we can- and then we can
Somebody?
tweak. That's got another steps. And all the what we did, like, what we did, so, for us, so,
Right. Okay. So, um, do you want me to? You want the other group to present in the meantime? Or are you almost there?
I guess they can present in the meantime.
All right, I'll try and hold what you said in my brain.
Okay.
Until we come back to you. Detail line, model line group.
Yes, sir.
All right, you want to go ahead in the meantime?
Sure.
Mhm.
Seeing my screen, sir?
Yeah, man, I'm seeing it.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me just switch over. So you guys are uh, where is this thing? Detail line. Okay. You are number 11. Okay, cool. Topic 11. And yes, Miss Cox. Austin.
Ready, sir?
Just about. Mhm. All right, go ahead.
All right, good evening, everyone. Me and my fellow group members, I'm Michaela Austin with my group members are Sean Cox, Javin Maitland, and Janelle Spence. We will be presenting on what are detail and model lines in Revit and how to use them. All right, so just to give a brief overview of the two segments, a detail line is basically a 2D annotative element which is used to add line work to represent drafting details to annotate specific views without affecting the 3D model in Revit. It is only shown on the view it's drawn on, whether be it plan, section, elevation, or detail view, which is basically the callout. So you can find it in Revit in under the annotate tab, and then you'll see the detail line. As for the model line, it is basically a 3D annotative element that is visible on all the views that it's drawn on, whether it be the plan section, 3D, or elevation. And it is represented by a physical 3D element, and it used to represent that, and examples of it would be like the contours, like the furniture layout or interior designing layout to show that in the modeling process. They require a work plane to be drawn on and can be constrained to the element it's drawn on. So, for example, if it's drawn on a wall, if the wall moves, then it is constrained to that movement of that element. You can find it under the architecture tab in Revit, and you will see model line under the circulation model segment of the tab.
All right, so for industry use, detail lines are essential tools for documentation and clarity in the construction industry. They enhance understanding without requiring the modeling of every component in 3D, such as screws or moisture barriers. Detail lines enable architects to trace over 3D structures, correcting inaccuracies, and visually connecting elements like walls and complex systems without necessarily having to go in and model everything. They illustrate movement or action, demonstrating paths for sliding doors, folding partitions, or specialized equipment. Additionally, the detail lines are crucial for creating life safety diagrams, egress paths, and fire rating legends needed for regulatory compliance. Model lines, on the other hand, they coordinate geometric representations across various disciplines. So in site and civil work, they show property lines and setbacks, easements for site plans and 3D massing studies. Architects use model lines during schematic design, for initial sketches of buildings and their footprints. They depict overhead elements above the cut plane, such as roof overhangs, mezzanine, balconies, and structural beams, and so forth, helping to enhance accuracy. And then model lines also assist in creating intricate patterns like mosaics and gymnasium floor markings. Okay, so for detail line, its computational performance, BIM Health detail lines boost efficiency in extensive architectural projects, leading to faster loading times, better navigation, and reduced software crashes. So because detail lines aren't actual objects, you can use them in different views like your sections, your elevations to communicate certain things about a building, and it won't take up any additional space or increase the, what is it, the weight of your file. Yeah. And then it's used for like graphical clarity. It improves the architectural drawing clarity by clearly delineating material transitions, aiding contractors in accurately interpreting technical specifications. And then for model lines help with coordination and error reduction. So model lines act as a central reference for the design team, enhancing error visibility and facilitating clash detection, exemplified by identifying the swing zone for large gates. So model lines, and I'm sure some of us, when we're doing our projects, use model lines for like our initial measurements and stuff to make sure that everything is accurate, and we'd usually keep those within the duration of our projects to ensure that, things align and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm gonna now switch over to a live demonstration of the detail lines. Everyone still seeing my screen?
Yeah, man, it's good to go.
Okay, great. So, as stated above, model lines are used, as stated before, detail lines are used to like show stuff like pathways and stuff. They're not like actual live objects in your Revit file. So here's an example of a detail line right here. It's showing the pathway to the underground parking. You can see when you hover over the line, it tells you that it's a detail line. Now, detail lines, a cool thing that I learned is that detail lines can be turned into model lines. So you can turn these into an actual object in your project without having to necessarily redraw the line. So how you do that is you click the line and then double click the line, and then you get your modify tab. Now you can change the line style. So you can turn it to hidden, overhead, all of these dashed, bold, all of these different line types. You can change your line type, as well as on the right-hand side of that, you can convert your lines. And you see when you hover over it, it says convert to model line. So once you click convert, you'll get your little notification here that the detail line is now converted to a model line. And this now makes it a real object within your project. Now, even though you can convert detail lines to model lines, you cannot do the opposite. So a model line cannot be converted back to a detail line. Oh, wait, yes, it can. Sorry, my bad. A model, yeah, so you can do the same. So I made an error. You can do the same. So you can convert your model lines to detail lines, or your detail lines to model lines, depending on what you want to use them for. I will hand over to my group member Javin so he can give you an example of model lines in the project. So let me stop sharing.
Yeah, can hear me.
Yeah, I'm seeing your screen.
Can you
What you saying?
hear me properly?
You sound a bit muffled, but continue.
Should be a bit better.
Yeah, man, much better.
So I'll be doing a quick demo on how we use model lines. So when you're inside the drawing file, so the sample file had a good example of detail lines where
Wait, I'm not seeing your screen now.
this detail is a detail line here. It was showing the turning radius for a vehicle. So as I explained
Javin,
before, the
Javin,
difference between
Javin, you hear me?
model line,
Are you not hearing me? You hearing me,
hear me?
Javin? Yeah, man, I'm
Hear
hearing
me?
you, but I'm not seeing your screen. It went blank. So either you
Yeah, I'm
have
hearing you.
something. Oh, there's a delay. I think you have something over the screen.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure now?
Yeah, man, good to go.
Alright. So as mentioned before, the difference between the model line and the detail lines is that one of the main things is that the model line shows across the different working drawings. So I have three different drawings here. It's three versions of this same parking drawing board. One is for showing the parking lot, and one is showing the safety feature of the parking, and one is showing the regular floor plan of the parking lot. So in this case, the detail line was used as a turning radius on the regular floor plan. As you can see, that line is not shown across these two drawings. But if, for example, we want to add a quick sketch on the overall parking floor plan to come across all these drawings, can add a model line. So to find a model line, we go to architecture, and then we see model line appear in the tab. And what we can do is, say, for example, let's say that we wanted a column to add a new column to the parking floor plan. So what we can do is draw a quick sketch of that to see what it would look like space. Maybe can draw a quick sketch of that to see what that would look like in space. And maybe even copy over to add to the grid. And then what this will do, go over into other views, you now see that these one lines come across a sketch even in these different floor plans. So depending on the use case, you might want to show something across all these different type of drawings, or you may want to only show one thing or one drawing. So you use the detail lines to only show one specific sketch and one specific drawing, or if you want it to be reproduced across all the different drawings, you can use model line to show it. And also, as mentioned before, you can convert these, can convert model lines to the detail lines and vice versa by doing up here again. And in the view that we're in, it will remain as a detail line, but we can see that it's not released from the other working files. So that's it for the demo. I think that should also be good for a precipitation.
All right, cool. All right, so you showed me where detail line was used in the project, which is fine, But as it relates to the research part of your project, I mean, you did cover what should be covered. You cover what is detail and what is model line. And you did mention that detail lines, so detail lines are purview, which you mentioned, and it's used, for example, when they're doing sections or drawings, and not everything in the drawing you want to model, so you would just kind of draw using the detail line. So the detail line is essentially like 2D drafting. Now, there is something that I was looking forward for you to mention. It's the cousin. It is the cousin of detail line. So I want to give you the opportunity to earn the bonus marks by telling me. Detail line has a cousin. You didn't mention it in the presentation, but it is used heavily in the project, but you never mention it. What is the cousin of detail line? Very closely related to detail. Like all right, think of it this way. The purpose, who is in the room? Miss Cox. So you know that the purpose of using the detail line is like, for example, if you have a section, do I have let me share my screen. You're not sharing. Good. All right, let me share my screen. Let me see. All right. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm bring up back this project here. So now let me jump to one of the sections. So these are some wall sections that show you. Let me turn on the thin line. That show you the walls, right? Now, remember what we said. You guys said detail lines are used, for example, in section views or when you're drawing details, and you're not going to model everything. So maybe you use detail line to draw like a light bulb or to draw something that needs to be only in this view. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, there is another partner to detail line that you would use. All right. Technically, it's a kind of detail line-ish. I'm giving you clues. Oh, hold on.
You're
Javid?
talking like the reference lines? Oh.
No, not reference lines.
There is that detail component.
detail component. All right, I'm going to put on 1 extra mark just because you mentioned that. Cool. But I can't give you 2 extra mark because you didn't include it in your presentation. What are detail components? You don't have to like give me just give me a layman like what it is. You don't have to like give me an official, you know. You tell me what detail lines are. So what are detail components?
It's like symbols, right?
You're getting warmer, but technically you can't say like, but not exactly.
Isn't it like the same 2D baselines, but like
Mhm.
vector based?
But what?
Vector based?
Well, everything in Revit is vector based, but well, not everything, but like yeah, the lines are all vector based. But yeah, you guys are kind of dancing around
You
it.
mean more families, basically?
So it's like a component. So like how you have the wall section, there might be a component of the wall that you might not necessarily have to model in the project, but you put it so that they understand that this is how the wall is like composed. So it's adding, it's showing you the detail of like, so like for example, say that as that an I steel beam or
like
something.
an I-beam.
Yeah, so you would make that a detail component, but you wouldn't actually model that beam. So for
All right,
reading,
fine. All right, fine. So I give you back the 2 points. Good one. So detail components are essentially groups of detail line. That's essentially what it is. It's not officially a group. I'm just giving you the layman explanation. So put it this way. Let's say that you wanted to include an I-beam, right? You guys are seeing the I-beam, right?
Yes, sir.
And I hope everybody is watching because this is important, because this is the reason why some of us end up in the rabbit hole of not completing drawings because we're trying to model everything, right? There are some things that we don't need to model. We can just represent it as 2D lines. There are some things that we don't need to draw as 2D lines because they exist already as components, right? So for example, let's say I wanted to put in this I-beam. I could put in a 3D model of this I-beam, or I could draw this I-beam using detail line, as you guys said. So I could go to detail line and I could like literally draw, you know, an I-beam, right? This I-beam is not a 3D object, it's just a 2D object that lives only in this view. But then why draw this I-beam when I have a detail component of multiple versions of I-beams? I can just drop it right there on my sheet. I don't have to draw it. So a detail component is like a group of detail lines. If you guys are old school CAD people, a detail line component would be kind of like a block in CAD. Anybody know of blocks in CAD?
Yes, sir.
Right. So that's what a detail component is. Now, your group member mentioned a symbol, which is different than a detail component. And a symbol is more like, well, a symbol. It's kind of more like an icon, not necessarily a drawing. So a symbol would be like your north arrow. A symbol would be like your section icon, your section marker, your elevation marker. Those are symbols. They're still 2D lines, but it's not a detail line, nor is it a detail component. It's a symbol. So in the world of 2D line work, you have detail line, detail components, and you have symbols. All right. Let me see if I can throw out some bonus marks for you guys. Well, you see, I was going to ask this if you did research detail components, but So you guys understand what detail components are. If I go to annotate here, well, I can't draw it in this view. Can I? Can I show you in this view? Right. So this is detail component. You guys are seeing my screen, right? Detail component.
Yes, sir.
But there's something else here. Another cousin, a second cousin that is never mentioned, which is repeating detail component. And what that is, any detail component that needs to repeat itself, for example, bricks, block work, anything that needs to, it's kind of like an array. So for example, brick, I think brick is already loaded. There we go. So here's a stack of bricks. Each of these bricks are individual detail components, but now they're just repeating along a line. All right. So these things together make up your 2D drafting work, right? As a matter of fact, I would argue that it is easier to draw in 2D in Revit than it is to draw in 2D in CAD. And if you're like an old school CAD person, you would say blaspheme, not Nagoso, right? But Revit has all of these 2D tools that you guys can use. All right, so you guys earned back the points that I took off. Good job. You dodged the bullet. All right, let me throw out one more bonus mark, right? Throw out one more bonus mark. As a matter of fact, I'm going to throw this one out to the whole class. So anybody who answer this, they will score 1 point for their group. Wanna with me? Wanna hearing me?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. I'm doing on time. Okay. The other group wanna ready yet? Just go on ready up yourself,
Yes,
so
sir.
we can wrap up. All right, cool. I'm coming back to you in a little bit. So here is my question to you guys. I have a wall. Oh, hold on. Everybody don't present yet. Oh crap. Hold on. We still have one more group. So I can't ask the question yet. Do I have anybody from reference planes here?
We're here, sir.
You guys are planning to present today?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. I'm not ask the question yet.
Yeah, I'm not seeing my name on that list for group number 9.
Sir, my group haven't gone either.
Generally, what group is that? Oh, Project North.
True North and Project North.
Okay, all right. Here what? All right. Let me put that for next week then, and then I will throw it. Because what I want to do, I want to throw out some bonus questions. So those of you who are seeing your grades already, I want to throw out some bonus questions that you can earn even more. But I can only throw it out after everybody presents. So yeah, so we'll do that. We'll do the bonus segment next week, where you guys can earn more. Unless you get 100, then there's no need for you to participate. But don't worry, nobody don't get 100. All right, so all right, so we'll have a bonus section next week. In the meantime, let me finish up the review on detail lines. So we spoke about detail lines. Model line, in your demonstration, you did mention that you can use the model line to kind of sketch out things that you want to show, not only in that drawing but in other drawings, right? The one thing I would tell you to remember is that model line acts as an object. So what that means is that if you draw a model line on the ground floor and then you have a roof over the model line, you're not going to see it, because the model line is below the roof. On the other hand, if you have a detail line will always show at the above whatever you're drawing. All right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Cool. There is some other little bonus tidbits that I want to show you. Yeah, we have enough time because we're only going to do 2 presentations today, so it's fine. And this also has to do with line work. Line work is super important for you guys, and it can really save you on a lot of time when you guys are creating your drawings. Because what I want you guys to learn how to do is to not depend on doing everything in 3D. Not everything you need to do in 3D. Some things you can depend on the detail line to or model line to get it done. Now, another interesting thing you can do with this still is in the category of detail line. And the group didn't mention it, but that's okay, because this is a little bit far out. So the best way to demonstrate this, let me go to our elevation view. Okay, so let's say you have an elevation view like this, and oh well, this is a link drawing. Will it still work in the link drawing? I don't think so. Okay, let me bind this drawing. Let me bind this. So when I say bind it, by binding it, it now becomes a part of this model. It's no longer a linked drawing anymore. Crap, I shouldn't have said that because the linked group should mention that in their presentation. I didn't hear you say anything about binding. Hint, hint. All right. Hold on, it's taking its little time. It's taking its little time. Oh man. Maybe I should just do it in a new drawing.
Sir, question. So when we're submitting the presentations for groups that did the live demos, should we do a recording and submit it, or
No,
just
that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Okay, all right.
Because when I'm grading you as you present. But in terms of records keeping, I have to have a record for some reason. It's not sure. I need to have a record of the presentation, you know, for review, for academia review. I have to have something. Okay.
So submit without having to add the video, the demo video.
Yes, you can. If you're unable to include it, especially because of file size, that's fine. That's fine. Because the demonstrations in the past used to be live, and I have the Zoom recording I can show. So don't worry about it. And I really don't want you guys to fill up my Google Drive. so it's fine. It's fine. All right. So you can submit without it.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. All right, Revit, come on. All right. I just want to show you guys this thing. Oh, it was over here. All right. What am I looking for? No, it's not this one. It's not that one. Here. File. Open sample. There we go. And then we go to Oh. All right. All right, let's look at the elevation now. Which one is it? This one? Actually, no, this is not the facade. Oh, man. All right, I'll just show you with something else. Okay, let's say, for example, you're doing an elevation. And, okay, this is a good one here. And let's say that because Revit is Revit, where the walls cut the floor, I'm trying to find a good example. Okay. You know what? Let me just open a new drawing. Let's do it in a new drawing. All right, so one of the common challenges that we have with 2D line work is, let's say you have this building here, right? And I'm going to let this go up to the second floor. And then I'm going to go on the second floor. And I'm going to draw some more walls. How about... This is a very basic example because, yeah, it's much easier for me to do. And I'll just show this in 3D. So when you guys have your model, this is what you will see. Now, Revit will show you a line here because this is where this wall meets that wall. Now, so it's going to show you a 2D line here. So what happens is that when you go to your elevations, which is here, let me hide this for now. When you go to your elevations, you're going to see this line here. But in reality, this is smooth, so you wouldn't get a line there. Like, think about a building in real life. Where the floors change, there's no line there unless you're going to put a reveal or something. And usually this tends to kind of mess up your elevations, especially when you want to designate something is straight. Because usually a line means the building take a, it take a corner or it bends or something like that. So for example, on my ground floor, I'm going to draw that. There you go. Now if I look back on the elevation view, this elevation, right, so you will see, I'll make this a little shorter so it's more realistic. So you will see this, you see a line here, but of course the line that you're seeing here is there because the building actually makes a corner like this. So this line is justified with it being here. But this line that separates these two surfaces shouldn't be because they're on the same plane. Now, what you can do to do this, there's another 2D option that you can choose in Revit, and it's hidden all the way here. Now, this is not a model line or a detail line or a detail component. This is just something else. And it's called line work. It's just called line work. So what this is this will override any line that is on your, that is in your drawing with another line. So this is not the same as you going to annotate and then taking a detail line and then drawing a detail line over this line here. This converts any line to a different line. So if I go to let me go back to it's in modify. So I can say I want to change this line to a hidden line. Now it's a hidden line. You guys see what's happening? It's like a magic wand. Wanna follow? Are you with me? Yes? No? Yes? Guys? Okay, good. I see a thumbs up, so somebody's here. Right, so Now, the other thing that you can do is, because this surface is on the same surface here, you can change this line in a dash line, but you can also change it in what's called an invisible line. And this is really cool because what happens is that if I click this here, again, now there's no line. Which this is this. Let me change this back to lines, because ideally this is what the building should look like, because these two surfaces are on the same face, so you should get a line that is here. So this is another way that you can manipulate 2D line work by using the line work override tool. All right, guys. So that is one bonus tip for you, right? If the detail line group did include this tip, I would just give you 100. All right. All right. Other group, are you ready for me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me stop sharing.
No, sir, can we go back to the linked model group first?
Linked? No,
Yeah,
it's the
'cause we
linked
got
model group. Not the That's what I meant by next group. Because we're only doing
okay.
right. So
Oh, so the other two groups aren't going today.
No, we'll make
Oh,
you
okay.
guys will go next week, and then that will be hold on, let me just make sure. That will be the last of it, right? Let me just double check, because I don't want to go another week after next week. So we'll have Project North. This one go already.
So you're seeing the screen?
Yeah. Okay, yes, I'm seeing this. And I'm hearing myself double. But anyway, continue. Yes, so those two
Okay.
groups will go next week, all right? And then that will mark the end of the presentations.
All right, sir.
All
Okay,
right.
sir.
So we are on back to linked models.
Okay. So to find linked models, you scroll to the top and you will look for the button inserts. And once you find inserts, you'll scroll and you'll see link Revit file. So once you select that, you will now and then you will load the file into the current file. And it takes a little while to load. Hopefully it don't take too long. Oh, it's okay.
Yes, it's taking a second time.
Yeah.
But continue. What else you wanted to say about it, linked files while it loads?
So, sir, for example, when I was doing, I think it was my live work, I worked in two different documents. And so the topography was in one linked file and my model was in another linked file. And then, as I mentioned before, that benefit was linking both files with little to no change, and it's easier on the laptop.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Let me mix in. So okay, so after the demonstration is the end of the presentation.
Yes, sir.
So okay, well, so firstly, file linking is I'm going to call this a critical feature. And I call it a critical feature because we are literally going to be dedicating the last part of the module towards collaboration. So we're going to lean very heavily on file linking, right? So some of the things that you discuss here are going to be things that everybody is going to experience. So basically, everybody is a part of your presentation, right? Yeah, no pressure, right? So, I'm looking forward to all of the things that you guys are going to discuss in this presentation because at some point everybody is going to interact with it, right? So there are some things that I was looking out for you guys to mention that I didn't hear. I mean, I hear some of it in theory, which is good. The theory was very to the point. You explain that file linking is good for file management. It make the files smaller. I'm sorry because the presentation did split. I can't recall. My brain is getting old, so I can't remember. But I remember some of the critical ones that you mentioned, right? There is one I don't remember, one benefit I don't remember hearing. And I'm trying to remember if it's my bad brain, don't remember it, and you did mention it, or you actually didn't mention it, right? This
Yeah, you
had
probably mentioned it, yes.
so this has to do with the benefits of linking the file. You mentioned a few benefits. What were they again? Remind me. If you want to, are you already sharing? Let me see.
Yes, so we're sharing screen, but
Right. Just remind me quickly. What were some of the benefits that you guys had mentioned?
so we had better data and visual control,
Mm, mm,
improved performance and efficiency,
mm,
enhanced collaboration.
That's a big one.
So that was it. Really.
Okay. So there is a major, major advantage when it comes to file linking. One of them you hit on the nail, which is collaboration, which is good. But there's another one that is used heavily in the industry. It wasn't used in this project, so I think you kind of escape a little bit because they didn't use it in this particular project. But um, I want to give you guys the opportunity to get back that mark that I didn't add because you left out that point. So file linking, there's another major use of file linking in architecture. There's a huge segment in architecture that literally.
Sir,
Mhm.
So
I
project
don't know,
organized.
sir,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's only me, but I can't see the screen.
Oh,
It's,
this is
it's
this is
like
my
black.
sc- this is my screen or their screen?
I don't know who's it, but it's black.
All right, you're right, because you have the Zoom window. Okay, yeah, they come back now. Right. So Right. So what I was saying is that to gain back some of the missing marks that I didn't assign to you guys, there is there's a scenario that is used widely in the architectural industry that file linking is a major part of, right? One of them is collaboration, and you did mention that, which is good, right? But there's another one.
Um,
Project organization.
Hmm? No. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm,
No?
mm-mm.
Facts.
All right. Let me give you a clue because
sir,
I want you to get okay,
is
continue.
it sir, is it improved coordination between like the persons in the work area? So if the files are linked, everyone can work on it at the same time?
I will give you didn't really mention that point. You did mention you kind of covered it up when you mentioned efficiency and blah blah blah, but that is so broad. I'm glad that you specifically mentioned that point. So I can give you a little quarter mark for that, you know? But that's not
Right,
exactly
we could have push it up to half.
it. Um, I will give you a clue, right? Because I want you to get this one, and I want everybody, because everybody is going to use this. In This is totally give it away. All right, hold on. Let me throw out the opportunity for your classmates to help you before I give the clue. Anybody can want to help them out so they get some extra marks? What is another scenario in architecture that file linking is used heavily? I want you to be a little bit specific. Don't give me a broad answer like collaboration or efficiency. Give me, who can tell me? File linking, benefits.
I have a guess.
All right. All right, Combs. If you get it, the group have to buy your KFC, you know. All right.
Yes, no shame.
My answer is when you get, for example, on projects, architects or the designer doesn't do everything. So, for example, you have like a land surveyor that does the survey of the land, for example, and then does the topography and then sends it to the architect, and then the architect designs on the linked file.
That's kind of collaboration. So that was covered in the broad brush of collaboration, though it was more specific, but it's still closer to collaboration. Who else want to try? Who else want KFC? Nobody else.
So policy control.
Policy. Meaning what? When you say policy.
No, I said quality, sir. Sorry,
Oh,
quality control.
quality control. Quality. I mean, that's not the answer I'm looking for, but I guess so because it could contribute to quality control for sure, right? But that's like an indirect, kind of benefit. I look at my if I give out the clue. All right, all right. So in third year, I don't know if you know use it, but this was one of the tips I do remember giving out as one of the tips for your major project in third year. What kind of project did you do in third year as your major project, as your final studio project?
Housing.
Right, right. Hence,
No.
I'm not putting it together, right? So think links, links.
I wonder.
Housing.
So it could nothing even so you could link other how like your other classmate models together to
Yeah, man, you covered that
create
already,
one
man. You covered that already. What was that?
house housing housing.
Rest of classmates. One to everybody else. I'm not hearing Joel. I don't hear Joel from day. Joel, is Joel here?
Sir, would it have anything to do with like
Yes, I'm here.
linking the site to the drawing?
Not the main point that I'm looking for. There is a feature.
Sir,
Uh-huh.
does it fall under collaboration or is it different?
I mean, it can be linked to collaboration, but it's a particular way of if you're doing a housing project, right? What is a common thread throughout a housing project? Think about an apartment project, a high rise, a
Oh,
townhouse.
so it could how to explain this? On each floor you have the same
Mhm,
most likely the same layouts, room
mhm,
layouts.
mhm.
So you could be able to copy each onto each floor.
Exactly. Without links, without that idea of links, right? I mean, whether it's linked, it could be links by group or it could be links without links, housing projects, multi-housing projects would be a terrible nightmare. Even if you think of it, even before Revit, when you're dealing with before Revit came CAD, even in AutoCAD, AutoCAD had what's called XREF. And when you're doing any kind of multifamily housing projects, the units repeat. It
Mm-hmm.
would be
Oh,
insanity for you to draw 100 units 100 times. So what you do, you draw it and then you use external references to bring it and just duplicate and mirror and duplicate and mirror and duplicate and mirror. So linking, that is one of the major use in the architectural industry. As you know, housing drives like most of the architectural industry. Perhaps majority
mm-hmm.
of projects that you guys will work on will be housing projects. And housing project has repeating elements. So linking, once you have an element that repeats, then linking is going to be a huge feature that you would use to get that done, right? Some people use groups, some people use linking. Now, if you combine that with collaboration, right? Imagine a scenario where you're doing your housing project, you have up one person working on the building, the common area, the site plan, but you can have somebody else working on the unit. And they're working on one unit, but that one unit is multiplied 100 times because that one unit is linked into the model and multiplied 100 times. It's the same unit, right? So that is one major feature of linking. Once you have repeated elements, linking it gives the ability for collaboration and also gives the ability to work efficiently. I mean, you did mention the word efficiently, but I wanted you to drill down more specifically, of how it can be used. All right, so
Okay, so
you do
so
get
get the
some
full
amount
map.
of points from it. You get most of it because I did have to give you like 100 clues and hints, you know? So,
Sir, that'd be pretty.
all right, cool. All right, so that is linking. So in this project, you did mention that if you notice, everything is linked from the different um, professions. You have an electrical, mechanical, And all of those files are linked into Revit. Did you demonstrate? Yes, you did demonstrate where to find the links, but there's another area. So for example, if you want to see, well, you're sharing now. Let me share my screen. All right. Are you guys seeing my screen? You see my screen okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Right. So if you want, so this is the project here. If you want to see um all the files that are linked in a project, there are two places you can go. In your project browser, you can head down here on the Revit links, and it will show you all the Revit files that are linked into the project. So you can see these files come from different industries. So somebody can be away working on the HVAC drawings, and then just share that file in Google Drive or whatever, and then you link that file into your document. So that is one way that we'll be collaborating when we finish the major project in BIM. We'll be using this method just like this project to see how this works. Now, if you want to see all the links in your file, then you would under manage, you would go to manage links. And I mean, in your question that I gave you, I said model links, but there are different kinds of links that you can put into Revit. So for example, you guys kind of focus more on the model link, which is Revit files. But just like how the other group there had that was doing detail lines, detail line have a cousin called detail components. So linking a model has a couple cousins. One of them is IFC, right? So I didn't hear you mention IFC, so that's one kind of bonus miss. Anybody knows what IFC is? You don't even have to know what it means, but know what it is. What does it do? What is it? What is it? What is its purpose?
Sir, is it industry foundation classes?
Yes, that's the nice fancy word, but what really is it? What is its purpose? It's still a type of link
it's like a
that you can put into Revit. So
yeah, but isn't it like a file format so that you can share the model between like different softwares?
Exactly, you hit the solution right on the head. So sure, for Revit to Revit models, you're linking a Revit file to another Revit file. But what if you're using ArchiCAD or Vectorworks or some other program that also has a BIM model? This format is international and it's open source. So most, if not all, BIM software has the ability to export an IFC model, IFC 3D model. And that is how people that use different software collaborate with each other. So if you're working with another architectural firm, let's say that you're working on a project and you're doing the east wing and the other firm is doing the west wing, but the firm that's doing the west wing is using ArchiCAD and you're using Revit, how are you going to link their model into your model? Well, you would use an IFC format. So you would export your model as IFC and they would do the same. And then instead of linking Revit, this time you would link an IFC model and then you would see the model come in your drawing, right? And as I said, you have other things that you can link into Revit, including CAD files, which are 2D files. It can be 3D too. DWF markup, point clouds. We talked about that at the beginning of the semester, right? And a bunch of other things, images and all kind of other stuff. Now, here's another bonus thing I want to give out, right? It's bonus to you. It's not giving you points, it's just giving you knowledge, right? Did you know that you can link under CAD formats? Did you know that you can also link SketchUp files into Revit, right? All of us use SketchUp here, right? So if you are doing a drawing in SketchUp, if those use SketchUp, you can link that model in Revit. What does that mean? It's a link. So when you update the SketchUp file, what happens? It updates in Revit as well. And of course, not just SketchUp, there is also Rhino. We don't really use Rhino, and these other file formats, including DWG. But I thought I would mention that one because we use SketchUp as a part of CSA, and you guys do a lot of SketchUp models. As a matter of fact, my workflow for Revit is if I want to create some custom element, let's say you're doing your studio project and maybe you have something that is weird, like a statue or something like that. I wouldn't try to model that statue in Revit. I would model it in SketchUp because SketchUp is easier, and then I would link it in to Revit. On another hand, suppose I wanted to find some fancy table that I can't find a family for in Revit. I would find the family using SketchUp Warehouse, and then I would link it into Revit. So there are many, these are other things that you can do with links, guys. All right. All right.
I have a question. Hi.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. I know usually sometimes when you try to do stuff like that, the meshes, like it creates an issue. Is there usually an issue?
That is very true.
And another question too. So for example, I do my entire building in Rhino. You're telling me I could possibly link it to Revit and then cut sections and everything from that? Or is that not?
Well, if I wanted to do that, I would do that as IFC. Because IFC, okay, firstly, let me just set a disclaimer. Anything that is not native to Revit, you're not going to have 100% compatibility. So maybe it's an issue with a section, or maybe it's an issue with labeling or alignment or whatever. If it's not native to Revit, you might have some issues. But for the general, there are some, so for example, let's say Rhino, for example. Let's say you built your building in Rhino, or maybe it's a part of a building, whatever it is. I mean, I imagine that the reason you're carrying it in SketchUp is, sorry, in Revit is maybe you did something in Rhino to complement what you are doing in Revit. So maybe you're designing a building, but maybe this gazebo is done in Rhino. So meaning that the smaller part is in the external software. If the larger part was in the external software, I don't think I would carry it into Revit, you know, to manipulate it. If I wanted to, if you did a building in Rhino and you wanted to like cut some sections and do some stuff with it, I would probably carry it to SketchUp maybe, because I have a bit more flexibility. Because as you know, Revit is full of rules. There's a rule for everything. It's not. So my summary is, if you're doing a part of your design, sure, carry it in as a link into Revit or whatever you. But if you're doing your entire building in a different software, I would wonder why carry it into Revit to cut a section. I would probably do that in another software that is a bit more flexible. Because Revit is going to give you trouble. The first question you asked though about the display, so it's
the meshes,
right. So in most cases the meshes might not look right. As I said, it's not going to be perfect, but one way that you can use to make compatibility a little easier if you're importing from a different software is, let's say for example, this is BIM. You guys haven't done advanced computing 1 yet. No, that's next year for you. Okay. because in advanced computing one, we cover techniques to combine different software together. So we're kind of going a little bit into that, but no matter, whatever. If I was importing something from a different software into Revit to reduce the compatibility issues, what I would do is, let's say that, so let's say I have this project here and I wanted to import a piece of furniture, like a chair or a table or something. I could go to insert and I could go to links and insert this, let's say it's SketchUp, and insert it directly into the model here. But it's going to give you some issues. Like, for example, it might not cut in a section. Maybe you go to plan view and it don't display properly and all sorts of stuff. What I would do is, I have SketchUp here. And I have SketchUp. Right. So let's say in SketchUp, I must can find an object here randomly in my documents, because I'm always looking at objects. And I don't have any objects. Maybe in downloads. Ah, here we go. Light. Okay, so how about this? What is this? This looks like a... All right, good. So let's say I have this model of this light. And I wanted to import this into Revit. But when I go into Revit, I want to use it in my elevations and my sections and whatever. Now, so this file that's here, I could save it. And I'll save it as light object. I'll save it to my desktop. And then when I go to Revit over here, I could go to links if I wanted to, and I could import it under CAD here. But instead of doing that, what I would recommend that you do is go to 3D view. I would go to model in place. And then when I go to model in place, I would say I want to model a light fixture. And I choose OK. Now, once model in place initiates, it's going to ask me to name it. So I'm going to call this, light. I'm going to call it wall light or whatever. Now it's in the sketch mode. So this is where you would normally now go to, you go to extrude and you model your thing that you want to build. Maybe it's something that you want to build from scratch or whatever. But in this case, I don't want to build something. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to manage and I'm going to link it while I'm in model in place, right? So I go to add. And I'll go to my desktop. And I'll go to SketchUp. And I'll just link in my object there in SketchUp. So now this object is linked in model in place. Then I'm going to close model in place. This size is small. Bigger. Hold on, am I still in model in place? Pixel. No? Did I come out of model in place? Oh crap, I did. Hold on, my bad. Let me go back to model in place. Yeah, light fixture. Sorry, I didn't realize I exited it. There we go. Right, so while I'm in model in place, I go to manage, and then do I need to go to? No, I need to go to insert and then go to link. Right. And then I'm going to select my object here. Here it is. So what I've done is I've linked this model into model in place as a light fixture. So then I choose OK. So now this object will Revit. So this tricks Revit into thinking that this is a light fixture object. So when you apply different things relating to light fixtures, so when you cut the section or do the elevation, it will work. It's still not going to be perfect though, because it still has, you know, it might still not display 100% correct. That you can't really fix. But at least it's compatible with sections and elevations, and you know, if you want to find all the light fixtures in your model, this will count because it's a light fixture, but it's linked to a SketchUp model that you can update and reload anytime. All right, that was a very long-winded answer, but I hope did it answer your question?
Yes, sir. It answered my question. Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, so that was a little bit of an advanced Revit tip for those of you that are messing around with Revit on the closer to the advanced modeling level. All right, so links group. I think, as I said, you did cover the major points, but there was a lot of weight on your shoulders, as I said, because we are going to be doing links in this module. So, but overall, good presentation, very to the point. You had some technical issues though. I mean, that's life as it is. All right, guys, that is it for class today. Oh, my camera went out. That is it for class today. Are there any questions?
No, sir.
All right, good stuff. I will see you guys again next week. And remember, guys, you have the stairs to create in the individual project. So please put some pressure on it. You said you guys have a crit on Friday. You know already. Try not to procrastinate. If you want to get that bonus 2%, submit by Sunday. Yes, Reed, question?
Yes, sir. The design options presentation with myself and Shane Mackay, that's next week as well.
Oh, design options. Jeez, I didn't even realize that one was left. Yeah, man, I will try to put that next week. So therefore we have 3 next week. Oh man. Okay. All right, cool. So design options is next week. So hopefully we can get rid of everything next week. All right, guys, have a good rest of the week. I'll see you again next week.